Hey, everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here. Another edition of Off the Top Rope. So, talked about Rikishi. We knew that that was coming. I did not foresee this coming. Um, and the timing of this has me thinking of some conspiracy theories of what the hell happened here. But there was a mystery to the second Raw Fatal Four Way in the King of the Ring tournament. I think it was it was Rusev, it was Sheamus, and I forgot who else was in that fatal four way. I'm not going to pull it up right now, but actually no, it was Bronson Reed. So those three were in it. There was a mystery spot. It has now been revealed by Adam Pearce on social media that the fourth man is Jey Uso. Wah, wah, wah. I like Jey Uso. He literally just lost the world title and now he's in the King of the Ring tournament. What a stupid announcement. And you know who I blame? Because I know WWE is chronically online. I blame Rikishi. Like him bitching and moaning about his son. This almost feels like a token throwing him in there just to satisfy a WWE Hall of Famer and a long-standing veteran. So he doesn't have to go pissing and moaning publicly on WWE and their booking again. That's what this feels like. All due respect to Jey Uso. I think he's had an unbelievable year. He was in the King of the Ring tournament last year. Got to, I think, the semifinals. He lost to Gunther there, one of the many Gunther matches he's had in the last year. Jey Uso didn't need to be in this tournament. He didn't. As to who I think should have been in it, some people are arguing for Karrion Kross. Some people were hoping for Ilya Dragunov. I don't know if Ilya Dragunov's fully healthy. There were other people potentially on the board. You could have maybe had an NXT guy get thrown in there, Obafemi. I don't know. That would have been kind of fun. There were a lot of different ways that they could have gone other than Jey Uso. And Jey Uso being in this tournament really doesn't do anything other than, create a storyline of potentially Jey Uso getting out of that fatal four-way and potentially advancing to face what would presumably be Cody Rhodes. And then obviously Sami Zayn has already advanced in his match, now advancing to the semifinals. So that's an interesting element of this. So there is some level of story, but the close proximity of Jey Uso losing the World Heavyweight Championship to now all of a sudden being in the King of the Ring tournament literally 5 days later is just, it's not good optics. It's not good optics. It's not going to, like, the Jey Uso fans are going to love it, but, there's also going to be legions of fans like Karrion Kross people who are going to be upset. And we can leave that for another time to talk about, the Karrion Kross situation, which I've talked about ad nauseum here on the channel. It's just, to me, it's very anticlimactic. They left the mystery spot open, and then on the Friday before the match happened, you just announced the former world champions in the match. Like, it's just, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right to me. I think it's a massive letdown. After everything that I've, said about Jey Uso and saying he's had a great run, like him being in this tournament, like why not have him just be off to the side and, kind of lick his wounds? Because, like, let's face it, the whole selling point of Jey Uso going into that loss to Gunther was that he was beat up. So a week later, you're going to have him be in the King of the Ring tournament? Really? Against four guys who are fucking hosses. You've got Rusev, you got Sheamus, and you got Bronson Reed. You got three other hosses in that match, and then Jey Uso. So from a structure perspective, this doesn't really make a ton of sense because you got three dudes who are big, beefy guys, and then there's Jey Uso, who is a bigger guy. He's like about 230 some odd pounds, but he doesn't really fit in this match. Like, there was just an opportunity to, do something different and put somebody else into this rather than put the former world champion who literally just lost his title on Monday. It doesn't make any sense. And let's be real. Jey Uso's not winning this tournament. He's not. So, like, you could have put somebody else, like Karrion Kross, like who knows if, like, based off the way this tournament was structured, I don't think anybody who was in this spot was going to win this tournament, but it could have been given to somebody else to potentially elevate them and put them at a different level. So that's really where I stand on this. I think it's a really big letdown for WWE to just, just not even leave it to be a surprise. Also, just conspiracy theorying out loud here. Maybe they did have somebody else in mind, and then this whole Rikishi thing became very public, and they were like, you know what, we just need to shut him up, and we need to, put something else out there to like, make him happy, have JB in the tournament. It creates a little bit of a storyline because potentially Jay and Cody, former tag team champions who literally tagged at the last Premium Live event, they could face each other in the semifinals. Jay, if he somehow is able to advance, could end up facing Sammy in the finals. So there's some ongoing storylines. There were just better options potentially to do this, and this just feels underwhelming in terms of like, Jay are literally just losing the championship, and now he's got another pathway to get there. So that's only going to feed the narrative of people thinking that he's over pushed and and he's really just become like too much of a well, I'm not going to say a problem, but he's become too ingrained in our minds. It would have been nice if they would have just let him just sort of lick his wounds and just sort of be off to the side, and then potentially build yourself up to being back in a tag team with Jimmy, which I think that's where this thing is going to go. Not everybody's going to be happy about that, but I think that's what's good for everybody involved. Like, but this is the way it rolls. So we'll see how everything goes. And anyway, I'll have a lot more here on the channel. SmackDown going on tonight. We will have reaction to that and a lot more. I'll see you guys. Bye bye.